Oh my god. It's my last day. Into the unknown we go. Hello everyone, my name is Taylor, my middle name is Lynn, and I'm the owner of Mint by Lynn, which is a clothing accessory shop on Etsy, so definitely come check me out. Alright, so this is a video I've been wanting to make for a little while, but it just kept being put on the back burner. I'm going to talk about why I quit my full-time job, and is it sustainable? I've had about 7 conventions since March, which is kind of a lot. Some of the months I did double up on. And I feel like, though, in the 4 months that I've been doing conventions, I have made more than I had in half a year at my full-time job, just with the full-time. So that's great. But I'm spending so much money that I'm not really profiting right now. And I would say it's okay. I think. I hope. But let's kind of start with my timeline here. So my shop launched in September 2021. My first convention was in June of 2023. And I quit March 2024. So that little jump was pretty quick. So I think the biggest thing, honestly, was time and mental health for me. I was going pretty crazy. Like, my daily schedule for about a year was wake up at 6 a.m., go for a run, and then come back, pack orders, go to my full-time job, so work there for 8 hours, come back, have 1 half-hour dinner, okay? It was about a half hour, 45 minutes. I would just sit and decompress, have dinner, and then I would work until about 11 p.m. on my shop, and then I would go to bed, wake up, and do it all over again. I didn't have any hobbies. I didn't have a good social life. It became my entire personality was working, and it wasn't cool. It put some strain on relationships. It wasn't good. My day job was having issues, and it just wasn't a great place to work anymore. And so it was like a lot of things were kind of pushing me to kind of take this leap. It takes a little bit of delusion to do this. I just kept starting to convince myself, and that I was like, you know what, I could do this. Like, I can do it. And then after I convinced myself, then I was like, I need to convince those around me that I can also do it. So the delusion became a little bit more of like a real goal, okay? And then so I gave myself a single year. I'm 25. I turn 26 next April. So my year ends in March, and I have to be able to afford all of my expenses, plus then having health insurance. Might as well take this year before I have yet another thing to pay for, to be able to just see how far I can take this business, and if by the end I'm able to be banking enough to be able to cover all of the expenses that I have and are going to have, then I'm okay and can set another deadline after that, right? The sad part is I only had 5 cons under my belt, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. I feel like that's such insane, like, just insane thoughts. So far in the first 4 months, I've been doing pretty well. If we're talking a little bit in the financials, so last year I wasn't really hitting 2K for pretty much any of my conventions, but now that's low for me. And then now it's like I'm pushing 3.5, 4 for good con. We do have some sacrifices and priorities that we need to talk about. Dollars are not secured. Okay. I have no idea how any month is going to go, and I have to be able to be prepared and planned for the dips, okay? Right now, I'm in a dip, okay? I don't have any conventions. I had HersheyCon, but that was a very small con. And I don't have anything for July. So my next one's in August. My Etsy sales are down right now. I also decided I was going to take the financial risk to create another new collection for OtAkOn. A new collection can cost for me between like $3,000 to $5,000, and it's my fault that I'm in. It's my fault that I'm in the fashion industry. I hate that. I hate it. Okay. I feel like sometimes my plans are a little too big for myself, but then I think about how this is like my year to kind of give it my all anyway. So I'm kind of just sucking it up and taking a deep breath before I hit like confirm payment. Sometimes it's like, I say that because I also just placed another like $1,500 order for fabric today. So I'm like, oh boy. Right now, my living situation is very lucky. I'm so lucky to be able to have this basement in this room and live in this house for my rent. But I also have roommates, and I will probably continue to have roommates for a while until I can really get myself on my own 2 feet. And that's just how it's gonna be. And I'm glad to have good roommates right now. And can you imagine paying full rent and also having a car? Not possible. Simply not possible with the funds that are happening right now. And honestly, I don't know if it would even be possible on the full-time job money I was getting either. Like that honestly kind of whack. I have my trusty scooter and she takes me everywhere I need to go, and she's holding on for dear life. I would say my social life is better but also worse at the same time. Like if I didn't have a camera to talk to, or a podcast, or my cats, I think I might go insane because I'm kind of just in my own head all day, every day, just thinking about everything all the time. I do miss having my coworkers. They were really great and really good friends, so it's sad to not have that bond every day, but at the same time, I'm able to have such a flexible schedule to hang out with anyone on their schedule. Let's go back to the am I profiting? Okay. Let's get into it. So, no, I'm not profiting right now. I think I was before prepping for OtAkOn. But now I'm right back where I started. Hey. So I'm just really hoping that my investments are going to be worth it. I'm just glad that I know myself enough that if I am facing a really big dip in my bank account and I'm like, oh boy, that doesn't look good, I know that I'll be able to take a step back and reevaluate my goals and my plans. Because again, I do have some pretty big plans and goals for myself right now, but I do also understand that they can be a little big and a little expensive. I think the last question that's really important to ask, am I happy? I would say yes. I stress myself out like all the time, but I feel so much less stressed knowing that when I make mistakes, it's only on me and affects my business, right? Oh my God, guys, I worked at a bridal shop, and even though I did well there, like being a stylist, every mistake felt like life or death. Like it felt like the end of the world if I made just a little mistake, and I just couldn't handle that kind of stress anymore. I like that I'm able to just kind of like focus on me and laugh off my mistakes and be like, oh man, that sucked, but let's move forward. Also, I'm challenging myself so often and getting out of my comfort zone every day. It's so kind of cool to look back and see how much crazy stuff you've done, and at the end of the day be like, I did that. Like Me, I still feel like it was kind of crazy that I took over 100 pounds of luggage to DC by myself, walked a half hour to my hotel room, uphill, and then killed it at OtAkOn to the point where I could put my suitcases inside each other and then go home. And I did all that by myself. Like, that's insane. Okay, well, if I can do that, then I can do some of these other things too, right? So it's like also building my confidence a lot. And I think that's really cool to see as I'm doing this. You know, at the end of the day, it's just like what Peter B. Parker said to Miles Morales. It's a leap of faith. You just kind of have to dive in. I don't know how else to describe that. I will say it is so important that you have a game plan and have goals for yourself. You have to be motivated by yourself to get all of these things that you need to get done. Keep in mind, everyone has different priorities and goals in life, and feel free to use like what my journey is as inspiration, but please do not take it as a rigid guide for what you should be doing or what pace you should be going at. Everyone's gonna have a different story. Just do the best you can, and if you have goals, make a plan and go for it. It's going to be hard. Then you can look back and be like, at least I gave it a shot. Looking forward, okay, we're gonna go forward here. I am prepping for my biggest con that I've ever had, which is OtAkOn 2024. So I've just been working my butt off. Can you see all these guys back here? I've been sewing so much, like it's insane. But so I'm so excited. I have a 10-foot by 10-foot space to play with, so I'm giving it my all. So make sure you guys come and say hi. It'll really make my day. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, and all those things so that we can hang out again soon, yeah? Okay, bye!